What's up, everybody? So it's going to be kind of a short video today, just kind of go over my trades. Overall, today was a very successful day. Uh, Ended up with up 2,300 on the day. Can't complain about that. Usually, I try to aim for about 500 to 1,000 a day, but the purpose of this channel is to show that people that look, you can just make a couple $100 in and out. Just all you gotta do is just you know wait for the right setup, that a setup that you are familiar with and that you've seen over and over and over again, to help build up that confidence to be able to take these trades when they are provided at the time. So just going back over here, so I started looking at the market around, or started watching about 9:45 ish for this reversal for the breakout. Um, but I kind of sat and watched for a little bit, just to see for another setup, because this just looked like a V-shaped recovery. Two other options I would have saw once it hit these levels, continuation going up, a pullback, and then fall back down or sideways, and then or the other option it goes up again. So it did its pullback, slowly was just stair stepping up. Finally had a breakout. I almost uh, took the trade right here for the reversal, um, but I didn't pull the trigger, so I kind of sat and watched that and watched. I saw, it was getting closer to this blue line. This kind of helps me decide on the 1 minute chart for breakouts or breakdowns, bouncing off. Um, so having that said, I've made my first entry right about 10:45. Um, Swapping over to the other chart, this is my 15-minute chart, and as you can tell, because of this candle, this to me was an indication that it was going to flip and go up. Again, to see how previous on the 15-minute candle, it dropped below this blue line, came back up, closed just below it. So really, in my personal experience and opinion, is that for the following candle, you should see where it closed, regardless of the direction that it goes. In this case, it did drop, but it did come back up nicely, and it did close above the blue line. So that's where I kind of started to really getting closer to take a trade. But as you can see here on the left side, when the line populates, um, that it wasn't until about in here that I took the first trade. So flipping back over here, initially, just kind of warming up going into trades. I'll just take scalps, because quick scalps to make some money. And if that's all the best I can do for that day, depending on how the market moves, you know what, I'm okay with just $50, $100, $500, because that's legitimately better than nothing. Um, so continuing on, I was just following this trend line up, um, and at this point right in here, I was waiting for another bounce, to continue going up. As you see in these two 1 minute candles, it was kind of indecisive. So if you go back in my previous video, you'll see where I was adjusting my orders to get out, and I was ready to reverse it for a pullback. Unfortunately, the order did not fill, and it decided to drop some more. So as that was happening simultaneously, I'm looking between both charts how far this thing could potentially pull back. Worst case scenario, going, from worst case scenario, which to me, for me to be a loss on the day would roughly be around these levels. So sure enough, got down to here. I was waiting for this candle to close. It closed above this, so I was a little more confident on the next candle, but it did still end up closing red. So the following candle, it did start to break out. So I felt comfortable and confident that this was going to do what it did earlier as far as the V-shaped recovery. After that, I was back in it, making trades, scalping. To kind of backtrack, I and I think I did say it earlier, that the intent was to ride this down, to flip it for a reversal, because this was also a potential reversal point on this level. So I missed out on that, and that's okay. It's going to happen. We're going to miss trades. You just got to how to ride the roller coaster. Enjoy the ride. Just don't be on the wrong side. Unfortunately for me, I was on the wrong side of this, but however, I was confident that we should have bounced off of here at these levels, which if you looked over here, that's where it kind of happened. So, yeah, right there. So we started coming back up. Just same thing, just scalping. And I only probably took a couple more trades after that. Just I saw a consolidation here, and it just made more sense to me just from this consolidation. The overall move has just been stair-stepping up, a pullback, stair-stepping up. So, but once I hit $2,300, I noticed, I was like, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to call it a day. Because at any point the market can just flip and go the opposite direction, or if you ever traded too much, you get too into it and you're over trading. So I stepped away, even though I believed that it was going to continue to go up. But I'm okay with it. $2,300 in one day. Can't complain. So just take from what I've done today as a learning curve. Just be careful, especially with what's going on in today's economy, the news, not only just within the U.S. but worldwide. So just be cautious. Get in, get out, make your money, and live the trade another day.